Hello everybody, I'm kinda here today, maybe a little better than last week, I don't know. You'll have to excuse me, I have a really bad headache, unfortunately, today. But I want to say hi to everybody, I love you all, and please keep liking and subscribing so we can keep giving you content, and hopefully I'll quit being nervous and I can get better at it. Like, I believe in God, and His faith is what keeps me here, and whatever you believe in and whatever helps you is you yourself. But for me, I've always had unbreakable faith in God, and I've done pretty well, counting, like I said, this is my 38th year of having MS and my 3rd year of having Parkinson's. Well, I'm right on the cusp of 3 years with Parkinson's. But anyway, today I want to be a little serious, but I think it's informational. When I got MS, when I first got it, there were no medications out there except they would fill us and pump us full of prednisone. And I had such a bad exacerbation. I looked just like I had a stroke. And so I was taken to the hospital, and, eventually it didn't take too long. I was diagnosed. And so back then, when you had an exacerbation, they put you on IVs, sometimes 3 days, sometimes a week. It could be 10 days, 2 weeks, to bring you out of it. And there's many causes of exacerbations. One of the biggest enemy is heat and humidity. Our nervous systems is already being attacked. So I know for me, when I get overheated, and when I did, even in the very beginning, I would have these horrible grand mal seizures and have to go in the hospital. And one time I had one out in the front of my parents' yard on the pavement, and I messed myself up pretty good. And I think it was about 3 years, and then 3 medications came out for MS at that time, and they called them the ABC drugs. So that was like a huge thing, and they all came out at the same time, and 2 of them had been previously used for cancer, but they approved them for multiple sclerosis. The 3rd one was strictly made for multiple sclerosis. So as I said, I chose that one, even though it was a shot every day. And so anyway, what I'm trying to tell you today is do your research. It's so important, and it's taken me 38 years to really realize how important that is. Like, of course, listen to your neurologist, listen to your doctors, but also when they're pushing medications at you, especially multiple sclerosis medications, and I would never tell anyone not to take any medicine. But I will tell you this. As they're coming out with these new medications for multiple sclerosis, what they do And what all of them are supposed to do, they suppress your immune system to suppress the disease. And it's not talked about a lot, about basically blowing out your immune system. Like, I've had so many things, I've gotten so many things and so sick, especially now, after having it so many years, I have no immune system. But these newer medications that they have out now, people do really good on them for a while because they suppress your immune system even more so. I'd say probably double. That's an estimate. I'm not a doctor. But they probably suppress your immune system double of what they did when I first started taking a MS drug. I'd say that was probably 34 years ago when I started. And I haven't hidden the fact that I take Copaxone. And there was 33 people in our support group when I started, and nobody picked Copaxone because it was a shot every day, and the other ones were a shot once a month or once a week. So, but I chose Copaxone because it was different, and at that time, it was the only one that I seen that was made specifically for multiple sclerosis. So for me, it worked. I mean, I walked, I worked, I did very well. Even through losing my child, I still was able to walk. I had some difficulties with my speech and other things, but eventually, though, what happened is Copaxone suppresses your immune system too, but not nearly like these new medications do. Not even close to that. So I believe that's why I'm still here. Now, that's my belief. It's not a doctor's opinion. It's just I watched all 33 of my friends now passed away, and one of them got on a brand new, or newer, I'll say a newer so I don't get in trouble, MS drug, and it suppressed her immune system in less than 6 months in such a bad way. She got something and her body couldn't fight it, and it killed her really fast. Now, I'm not saying all those drugs do that, but if you read on them, there is a warning on most of them. Like I say, do your own investigation, ask your doctors, that it warns you of getting bad infections that your body can't fight off because they suppress your immune system so much. The stronger they are, the more your immune system is suppressed. And the problem is you don't ever get that back. Your immune system never recovers. And I'll correct myself. I won't say never, but I've never seen it recover. I've just never seen your immune system recover. And if they catch it in time that your body is not handling this well and you are getting infections and stuff, and if your neurologist is on the ball and they take you off it right away when they see that, you have more hope of getting your immune system back. So I know this is very controversial, and it's going to seem very controversial to you in the new age of medications, but I honestly believe I would rather take one that I can take my entire life than one I can only take a short time, because it suppresses my immune system so much that I can no longer take anything anymore. That to me is what makes sense. And the other controversial thing I'm going to talk about is, of course, pharmaceutical companies push the new medicines. They cost more money, and so they're pushed very hard. And there's three of them that I've done quite a bit of research on, and they scare me. That's just me. I've seen the effects of those drugs, and I'm not saying it'll happen to you, and but once you get too far, there's no coming back from it. And it doesn't matter how old you are. It matters how your immune system handles that drug. And so what I'm basically getting to is to weigh it out. Talk to the doctors and look up that medicine and weigh out, is this better for me to take it or not? And find what is best for you. Not what the doctors are pushing at you, not what the pharmaceutical companies are pushing at you. Do your own research, and you find out, your body, and if you get on one and you start having problems, don't be shy to tell your neurologist, I'm having these infections, I'm having problems. You're not gonna get screamed and yelled at because you don't want to take that medicine. And don't be afraid to say, I'd like to try something else. You could try many of them and figure out which one you believe that's going to give you the best quality of life, because that's what we're all looking for, right? We want the best quality of life with the least expense, right? And with the least infections, with the least being sick, or getting colds that won't go away, those kinds of things. And so, anyway, I'm just really asking everyone, do your research, and if something feels wrong to you, most neurologists are absolutely wonderful people, and I've never had a bad neurologist, to be honest. They've all been really good to listen to me, but not everybody has that. And if you're not comfortable with that neurologist, or you feel like they're pushing something towards you, a certain drug or whatever, just go to your primary doctor and say, is there any other neurologist I could see? I don't feel like I can talk to this one. Because you have to be your own voice and your own advocate. With me, luckily I do have family. I have some RNs in my family that's helped me out a little bit, with certain issues. I've had infections. I got severe valley fever, and I still have it very bad, severe valley fever, that I have to take medications for. Now, I said I had those 2 walnuts in my brain, and luckily they were only medications. Well, now I have a nodule. They say it doesn't look like a valley fever nodule. It looks like something else, so now I have to go do tests for that. So as I've gotten older, of course, when you get older, your immune system's going to go down. But I still feel like a winner with the Copaxone, because I was able to walk about 30 years, 29 years, and and that's really good. And I was able to work and pretty much be a normal person. I mean, I had my moments, I had my exacerbations, I had relapses. I had issues, but for the most part, at times I couldn't take care of my kids when they were really little before I got on the MS medicine, but after that I say overall, pretty well. Now, of course, like I said, when I got older, my immune system's not so good, but that happens to everybody. So I still stay on the original medication that I've been on all these years, because I believed it didn't hurt me as bad as it helped me. Now, it did at an older age. My neurologist told me and my husband directly that my immune system is blown out now. And part of that is being older, and part of it is being on a drug that suppresses your immune system for so many years. But I'm very fortunate. I mean, I feel very, very fortunate that I could still do a lot of things for myself. And so anyway, I'm just saying, research, find out what works for you. And I don't want to bore you too much on it, but, and I'm not saying anyone's wrong or right. I'm just saying, please research it, because you're worth it. Your life is worth it. Your families love you and they want the best for you. Bring them in to the offices with you to ask questions. And so anyway, I kind of went off on a tangent on that, and I'm really sorry. But my whole heart, that's just what I believe. It is, like we all know, I am not a doctor. I live by experience. And I've seen so many people that's had MS, and I've just seen a lot. And one day I will tell you stories of everything I have seen and I have been through, because that would be like encyclopedia collection, literally, of what I've been through and what I've seen from having that. And so now I'm going to go controversial on Parkinson's disease. And I know I'm bad today, right? But I totally did this podcast. As you can tell, I'm very, very nervous. I'm so nervous. But I want to get the information out to you. And I'm not looking to be popular with doctors or pharmaceutical companies or anything. I'm looking to find out and research what is best for us, and what we're told, and what is true, and what we don't know. Me personally, I got multiple sclerosis. Then I got Parkinson's disease. They're both neurological diseases. And I'm sure that the doctors are probably right. They got it, Parkinson's disease. A lot of people do believe you get it from a pesticide, or a pesticide like, I'll just say like stuff, because I don't want to put any names out there. So I have lawyers calling me all the time wanting me to get on a class action suit, right? But I do not. And the reason why I do not is because I have seen in families, and quite a few, now they say MS is geographical. Some neurologists will say they believe it's both geographical and genetic. Well, I believe that way on the Parkinson's too. I don't believe that everyone gets it from a pesticide. And we all know MS, no one's ever said that you get multiple sclerosis from a pesticide, right? And it's a neurological disease. Parkinson's is a neurological disease, but they tell us we get it from bad pesticides, whatever they are. I'm not going to name them. I don't even know if I know the names of all of them. But what I'm saying is, yeah, it sounds great. Okay, I'm going to throw my name in this class action suit, and I'm going to get some money just because I have Parkinson's. Well, I refuse to do that. They call me constantly. They email me constantly. And I'm not telling you not to do that. If you want to get some money and you believe that something caused your Parkinson's, you go do it. You get all you can, you go do it. Me personally, I'm just saying, I'm still researching. Of course, there's so much about Parkinson's I don't know. But now my head's starting to shake. But that, research it and see. Because I've seen in one family where the father has Parkinson's and the son has MS. To me, when I look at that, okay, the dad has Parkinson's disease, the son has multiple sclerosis, they're both neurological diseases. So, okay, so the dad got MS, they're saying geographically, and I mean, sorry, I said it wrong. The dad got Parkinson's, and they say a pesticide caused that neurological disease. And multiple sclerosis is geographical where you live. I'm not a scientist. I've just talked to and watched many people, and I believe that there's a genetic link there. That's my belief. I don't throw my hat in the Class A suit because I want money. And believe me, I'm not rich, and I don't have a whole lot, but I have enough to where my life is comfortable. And I personally don't want to throw my hat in somewhere just to grab some money because it's out there, and actually you need to research that too, because a lot of these lawyers that are calling you when you're diagnosed with Parkinson's, they're getting 90% of the money and you're getting 10%. Not all, but a lot of them. A lot of them. And I just don't feel, I feel like during my life going through MS, going through Parkinson's, I have been taken advantage at times, because we have to trust the professionals because we don't know any better. And I'm just saying, and I know there's so many other neurological diseases out there and we don't know why we get them. And I say with MS and Parkinson's, just like all the other neurological diseases, we really honestly still factually don't know what causes those neurological diseases, nor MS, nor Parkinson's. I still believe in my heart and soul, we still have a ways to go. Me personally, I feel it's a combination of things, but I definitely feel, and I've seen it, that that it could be genetic, and some neurologists believe it's both genetic and geographical. And then with Parkinson's, my experiences, they mostly believe it comes from pesticides. But my question is, we don't use those pesticides anymore. We haven't used them in years, okay? And there's still people getting Parkinson's. So if it's caused by pesticides, for the most part, not everybody, but for the most part, then why do we keep getting people still that keep getting Parkinson's when we don't use those pesticides anymore? So anyway, if you have any questions, even if you totally disagree with me, put it in the comments and I will answer you back. And I'll say again, I'm not a doctor of any kind. I've just lived with these diseases most of my life. And I just think we need to start talking about questions and things that can help us better speak for ourselves. It's our body, it's our mind. We have a right to do that. And I hope I didn't upset anyone too bad. I'm just trying to ask questions that you can ask yourself and what is best for you. And there's one more thing. I know this is a little long, but always know when the pharmaceutical companies go up on your medications, you or your insurance company can call them directly and they will deal with you so you can get the drug. I'd say 50% of the time, approximately, you can win that battle if that drug is one that you feel really works for you. But the pharmaceutical companies raised it 500% more than it used to be because they want you to get on a new medicine. You can fight that. And it's not your insurance company. It's a pharmaceutical company raising it so high that our insurance companies literally can't afford to pay that much. It's insane. But anyway, I hope I didn't upset anyone too bad. And I know that's all a little heavy and it's a lot to take in. And I'll explain it some more next week. But it's really, for me, it's not from being any kind of doctor. It's from watching, especially when you're sitting in a wheelchair so many years, you really watch and listen and to what's going on around you and investigating. And knowledge is power. That's all I'm going to say. And so is God. I love God and I love all of you. And I hope I didn't piss anyone off too bad. I'm just trying to get us all to take control. Even if you're sitting in a wheelchair or you're laying in bed, it's still your body, your life. Take control. I love you all, and I'll try to be lighter next week. Sorry. Have a good week. Love you guys. Love you, Mom. I miss you. Oh, please like and subscribe.
We barely got to like and subscribe, but we made it.